What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. I have no idea why I'm using the Steve skin for this video. I was just scrolling through my setups and I saw it say Steve and I thought, what on earth is this? And then I realised that I've done a video on this in the past, so you can enjoy that. I'll be doing the video in first person, so it doesn't really matter. You can just, I mean, it looks like a real helmet on the shadow on the floor anyway. I didn't ever notice that before. But hello, we are back on MX Bikes today, and we are playing a newly released track called BCMX Adventure Park, and it's made by Eric's. I've done a track on his in the past. I can't remember the exact name of said track, but I do remember seeing his name before on a video that I've done. Now, this track is a replica of a real track based in Cambridgeshire, and I want to say, please don't beat me up because my stakes and stuff aren't that good. You know, I don't know much about American, like, geography and shit. Does MN stand for Minnesota? If so, it's in Cambridge, Minnesota, so real track. So you guys that have probably ridden there in real life, you can tell me on if he's done a good job on this replica or not. I have not spanned any tracks around here before, so which is probably why you can see I'm kind of tiptoeing my way around for the most part. And we're just going to have a look and kind of see what's what. Now, I do remember the last track I done by Eric's was a really enjoyable track, actually. I did like it. I like how he builds his ruts and such. They hold you quite well. I'm being a bit naughty still. I'm on one of the CBMX bikes, so if anybody wants for a link, I'm afraid that I won't do that, which is, it feels a bit contradictory actually. It's like I can ride it, but you can't. But I don't know, there's something about sharing that link that I'm a little bit hesitant of, and I haven't even got the updated ones. I've got like a super old pack that went around ages ago. I've not updated to new CBMX bikes at all recently, but there's that. If anyone's wondering what bike I'm on like a 2016 Suzuki. I do seem to be revving out very, very quickly. I might need to make the gearing a little bit longer. It's very, very odd. But I feel like it's a good thing I've hopped on the 450 today, because it feels like some of these jumps are a bit on the big side, bit bootery. So it's nice to see that we get to utilise the 450 power a little bit more. There is a right-hander there. Don't crash. Oh, Steve, what are you doing? One thing that Eric's did mention in the post of this track is that it works quite well with the erode. So I think he's put some good time and effort into the erode side. And oh, that is a lap already. That's quite a short lap time. Unfortunately, I do not have my erode on today. When I do testing and stuff, I usually have the erode turned off. Purely because if I want to go for like hot laps or going for like world record times, for example, it can be a bit of a pain in the bum. Keep going back to the pits to like reset track all the time, just get a clear run. So most of the time I'll have it turned off unless I'm doing like my max road videos, for example. Then I'll go into the files and I'll crank it back up. So don't get to experiment with the road too much today. So just a nice chilled session, nothing too crazy at all. For being, I was about to say, so it does feel like quite a short lap time. I'll have to see what the final lap time is. Oh my god, how did I not tuck the front end on the landing on that? There's some tight twisty parts by the looks of it, and then there's some wide open big jumps as well. It looks like he's gone through the effort of putting in multiple line choices on each corner, so there is an inside and an outside everywhere. I've noticed a couple tracks, or some track creators here and there, they kind of get the jumps and stuff good, and you get a good outside berm, then it ends up getting quite one line because they choose the outsides everywhere. There's no like differentiation. Alternatively as well, I imagine obviously it's quite a difficult balance to get right, is when people do put multiple lines, they end up making the inside like super powerful compared to the others. So then it becomes a case of all the insides are OP and the outsides don't really do anything. So I imagine very difficult to get ruts right in this game, especially as just getting the general shape of the ruts right seems to be quite difficult on bikes with the game's physics. Just getting a rut that kind of hooks you without like spitting you back out because you're so cranked over. Very difficult balance. Probably why there's a whole lot more tracks in games like Sim, for example, than there is in bikes. I think the whole track making process in bikes is a little bit more difficult, which sometimes it can be a good thing, because it means that you weed out a lot of the I was going to say that's such a horrible word, you weed out a lot of the trash, you know. I mean, if you take Sim for example, I mean, I've made 2 tracks on Sim. They're nothing good by any stretch of the imagination, but it just goes to show that absolutely anybody can make a track. Whereas on bikes, for example, I feel like there's a whole bunch of different programs involved. The process itself seems to be a little bit more long-winded than Sims does. I mean, I know a lot of people use programs like Photoshop and stuff anyway, but I mean, Sim has its own track editor, so even kind of the most basic people that don't have all these tools at their disposal can go and make a track if they wanted to. Obviously, bikes doesn't have that. Maybe that's something that we can get in the future. Maybe I'll push that question forward, see if we can get an in-game track editor at some point. I imagine that would be a hell of a long way away. Probably like beta 20 or something along those lines. God knows how long it would take, but it'd be a very nice change, nice quality of life thing. Which would get more people involved, because I imagine it takes for people that really spend a good chunk of time on their tracks, I imagine it can probably take upwards of a couple of months to really get something that you're happy with, especially for those perfectionists out there. Some people just won't release something until they are like 120% happy that everything is perfect, which is good to see as well, because when we do get the final product, those are the ones that do end up being a little bit special. And I know we've got a few projects like that in the makings at the moment. I know Hurren's working on his massive compound. I know Fat Muppet's working on another track as well right now. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I have seen screenshots and it does look very sexy. So lots of good things to come, hopefully. Some things that I get to cover for you guys and you get to look at and enjoy and then go and try out for yourself. So all good things moving forwards. I did want to discuss kind of what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months or so, racing-wise. So a lot of you know that I've been playing a bunch of Sim recently, kind of getting back into it, getting the love of that game back. Speed obviously is still ways off of where I would like it to be, but the actual enjoyment side of things of it is still there, as incredibly frustrating as it can be. When I do crash a lot on Sim. I'm not as consistent as I am on bikes by any means, but I think that purely does just come down to amount of hours put in over the last year or so. So I plan on doing the GP side of MX Sim, which to my knowledge starts actually the day that you're watching this. Starts on the Monday the 20... Oh god, what day is it? 23rd? Monday, yeah, Monday the 23rd, I believe it starts. So very short notice. I probably need to go and hop on Sim and do a bit more practicing before that all starts. Otherwise, I'm going to be in the bin come that first round. However, got a bit of a sticky predicament because got my girlfriend coming down for the week, and she actually comes on Monday. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, I like flutter my eyelids and say pretty please and stay up and race. And I don't know if I'm going to stay dedicated to the EU side of things or if I'm going to do NA. I'm sure there's probably more competition on the NA side of things, but it all comes down to timing. It depends how late it is. I don't want to be staying up super late all the time. And then I believe also we've got the Aerial Outdoors Championship starting, I don't know if it's starting next week or the week after. I do believe it's going to be on a Friday, if what I've been told is correct. There's not been an official announcement just yet, but yeah, lots of outdoor stuff to be coming your way. I'm going to try and record as much as I can, and then probably put it into highlight videos for you guys. That seemed to be the general gist, or either do a highlight video or do my favourite of the two motos. You know, the moto that's got the most action in it, or that I do the best in. Still undecided on that. And then something else that I kind of want to do but don't want to promise, just in case it doesn't come to fruition, is a couple of people have been asking if I can get my girlfriend in on a video. I will certainly try over the next week while she's down here. Issue being is, so I'm kind of torn actually, because I don't do face reveal. I'm not doing a face reveal anytime soon. I like my privacy. I feel like that's something that people just kind of have to respect at this point. She doesn't mind being on Facecam. However, I find it a little bit weird just putting her on there and not me, bearing in mind we'd be in the video together. So I still need to figure something out. I don't know if I'm just going to do a case of no face cam, so you just get to hear us talking and chatting shit the whole time, or if there's no point in doing that and you kind of have to do a face cam for those sorts of things. I shall see. She's more than up for it. I've already kind of thrown the idea out there to her, and she's 100% up for it. She has played bikes once before. It was a very fun experience to witness, I won't lie. Spent about a good hour on MXB Club trying to go around the first two corners, and there was a lot of rage on her behalf, so very good fun. Hopefully we can kind of carry that energy over to a video and she doesn't just go completely shy once the mic's on. I might just leave it recording for a bunch of time and then I'll edit it down into something that's a bit more enjoyable to watch. But that idea is there. I've noticed the comments. I've seen it commented a few times now, and we will see how that goes. This track, by the way, actually really good fun. Nice and flowy. There's nothing on it that doesn't feel kind of right or natural. It feels like it has got a good flow to it. The ruts for the most part hold you quite well. I feel like actually the 450 might have been a little bit overkill now that I think about it, now that I've done a few laps. Oh, stay on the track, please. Oh my god, I had my front end not tucked there. I do seem to be over jumping quite a lot of things. Probably wouldn't be the case if I had my focus actually on the game. I always say every now and then that it's quite hard to focus on what you're doing at the same time as talking. I have no idea how these top streamers, for example, manage to play their hard games like CS or Valorant and things like that whilst talking the whole time. Very difficult. You've got to be built different to do that. I never can. I always go slower when I'm talking, which is why that will not be happening on Sim. I'm just going to be recording that gameplay and then I will talk over it after the fact. unless I'm doing the like casual videos. You know, I've released a video on Herrick's Compound the other day where I was talking at the same time as playing. Granted, I was crashing a hell of a lot, so I probably shouldn't have. I think my best lap time in that video was like a 35 or something like that, and I played it just the other day actually. With I played it with Braden Carter, I played it with Reese and Steez, and I ran a 29.6. I think it was, and that's where I was like, geez, that felt good for my level at least. I'm sure someone can just come along and beat it, no problem at all. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and I feel like I'm very inconsistent on sim at the moment, so I'll either have a race where I'm on fire, you know, just clicking off fast laps, or I'll have a race where I will crash multiple times a lap and just get super fed up and frustrated and then not want to touch it again. Steve, please release yourself from the SpongeBob. This isn't going to work, is it? I'm going to have to hard reset. I'm hard resetting. Jesus Christ. There we go. Oh, okay, I've spawned miles away. You know what? I think I might call that a video there. Eric, I feel like this is a really good track. Thank you very much for contributing to the community again. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else is probably going to enjoy this, especially you Minnesota natives that have probably ridden this track yourselves. Let me know in the comments if it has been like a good replica track. Obviously, I've not ridden here. I'm probably never going to ride here in my lifetime. So you experts, you let me know down below. I always like seeing if track creators have done a good job of replicating their tracks. Not so lucky myself. I haven't really got any replicas close to me other than Canada Heights. That's like a super old layout. You know, that's like 2016, and we're 6 years on from that point. Maybe someday we'll get a talented track creator from the UK bless me with a local track to me. We shall see. Maybe I'll pay somebody at some point. Who knows? that is for the future. We never know what's coming around the corner. But very good track. I mean, the environment's quite nice, a little bit bland in some places, but I always kind of hold my environment judgments to myself for the most part on replica tracks, because if it's replica, you're going to replicate the paddock as well, and I don't know what the paddock looks like, so I'm not going to comment on the outskirts of the track too much. Track itself, really good. You can actually get quite steezy off some of these jumps. 450, a little bit of overkill. I'd probably say 250 is going to be your happy spot on this track, so if you're a normal 250 rider, you're going to absolutely love it. I'm sure it works quite well on two strokes as well, quite fast, and as I said, it's quite flowy, and just really enjoyed it. Good job all round. But that'll do it from me. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is you're up to, and until I catch you in the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy,